Dr. Garrison, members of the Argosy University faculty, administration, and staff, family members, friends, and above all, fellow graduates, welcome. It's an honor for me to be here to receive my doctorate from this fine university and to be asked to share my reflections on my experience of this endeavor and this accomplishment. I want to begin by saying that this is more than just a joyous occasion. It's an absolute relief. And I'm certain that every single person in this room who has ever suffered the rigors of higher education know what I mean. I'm also certain that those of you who had to live with that person are quite relieved as well, if not ecstatic. Perhaps life can finally return to normal again, yes? I must confess, when I initially sat down to put my thoughts on paper, I couldn't come up with a single word to say. I know. There are a few people in the audience today that find that hard to believe, especially Dr. Polly Lytle and Dr. John Climo, who read every single word of the 380-page dissertation that I wrote. Nonetheless, it's true. I wondered, what could I possibly share that would have a meaningful impact on you, much less keep your attention? But knowing that success is where preparation meets opportunity, I went to the drawing board, and like any well-trained graduate student with reasonable standards, I did a little research to identify the top 10 commencement and reflection speeches ever given. I had my first full-blown anxiety attack. After recovering and recognizing I would never be Oprah Winfrey or Eleanor Roosevelt, I decided that the best reflection I could share is one based on my unique personal experience, highlighting the most important lessons I've learned as a student of academia and as a student of life, especially the lessons of the past 22 years. Don't worry, I was told I only have 15 minutes to speak, so you're fairly safe. Regarding academic life, what can I possibly say except what life? But all kidding aside, I would be remiss if I didn't comment on the pride I feel about being a student and graduate of Argosy. I'm sure I speak for every graduate here when I say I'm truly grateful for the consistent support and encouragement I receive from administrators, fellow classmates, and my beloved professors. I'm especially proud to be associated with the determined people who labored so hard to assure that the School of Psychology victored in a well-fought battle to maintain APA accreditation, not just for the forthcoming 3 years, but for the next 5 and many more, I am absolutely sure. While we students fastidiously work to push out one more paper, deliver one more presentation, and pass one more exam, you rolled up your sleeves and made sure the Argosy program maintained the status it so richly deserves. Many of us remember the campus during those times, the tired faces of countless professors conducting their self-studies, the reassuring fireside chats with our optimistic new dean, Dr. Robert Pearl, and the determined countenance of Dr. Polly Lytle as she slaved over stacks of documents after hours, even while she lost every hair on her head as she underwent chemotherapy treatment for cancer. These are our leaders, our teachers, and our mentors who modeled for each and every student here today how to stay on the path while never losing sight of the goal. We all got to our goals. And now we all get to celebrate together, cherishing the memories we collected along the way. As regards my own personal experience at Argosy, I have a confession to make. No matter what I did over the past 7 years, I was certainly old enough to know better. What I actually mean here is that I'm one of those mature students, and I don't mean one who exceeds expected developmental milestones for such a young age. Today, when the school confers my doctorate in clinical psychology, I will have already celebrated my 57th birthday. Now, I am revealing that shocking news to you for 3 reasons. 1 is living proof that you are never too old to learn something new. 2, as evidence that despite what everyone says, graduate school won't kill you even if you were already halfway dead when you started. And 3, as testimony to the fact that every goal that is worth achieving takes time. And it is a process. And in that process, we have the opportunity to shape not only what we do, but also who we become. And although we will share tons of experience, no one else will have a story exactly like yours. And that is the point I want to reflect on today. The bottom line is that we all have our unique stories. And for the remaining 12 minutes, I'm going to share part of mine, which has been a journey of unexpected learning, unexpected healing, and unexpected meaning. A story, if you will, about a journey of endless beginnings, leading me to a second chance self, and the opportunity to be standing here addressing you today. I hope you might benefit from what you hear about what I have learned. In 1978, I had a goal. In 1987, I had a dream. In 1992, I had an unexpected challenge. And by 2007, I had a burning passion. Now, in 2014, I have a chance to transform that burning passion into the possibility of making a difference. I'll tell you how this transpired because I firmly believe that each and every one of you has the same opportunity to personalize the credential that thousands of others like you have earned, using it not only to further yourself, but more importantly, to make a difference for someone else. My story goes something like this. In 1978, I had a goal to follow in the footsteps of my paternal grandfather, whose beginnings were humble, but whose accomplishments were great. He swept floors in the Depression era and didn't have the money or privilege to attend college. Nonetheless, his work ethic was remarkable, and he earned his way up to becoming a millionaire and the CEO for a worldwide corporation by the time he was in his early 40s. I wanted to be like him. A change agent and a success. Well, the money part wouldn't be so bad either. So I worked really hard and set out to earn my Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. I accomplished that task in 1981 and proceeded to enjoy a fairly prosperous career working in sales, marketing, and management positions, earning licenses in a couple of different industries, and working for 3 blue-chip corporations. Then in 1987, I had a dream to start a family, and I was blessed with my first son, Stephen. Hi, Stephen. We moms never change. That's how that goes. Stephen quickly became the apple of my eye and my reason for being. I continued to progress upward on my career path in business, while I delighted in being a mother, and 4 years later, I was looking forward to the birth of my second child. In 1992, I had an unexpected challenge. A birth trauma left my second son, Wayne, with immediate, irreversible kidney failure. He was not expected to live. Wayne barely survived on life-saving dialysis treatment until I was able to donate a kidney to him 8 months later. I don't tell you this because it was a heroic act on my part. It simply offered Wayne the best odds for survival. At the time, I was 35, at the height of my business career, and optimistic about triumphing in the face of adversity. I knew the transplant could save Wayne's life, and I also believed it was the solution that could fix the situation, return my family's existence back to normal, and allow me to refocus more of my attention back on my steady climbing career. I could not have been more mistaken. As the song says, this journey had only just begun. It's true that I was still a college graduate, a business professional, a wife, and a mother, but I'd also become an informal medical caregiver. I had an additional job. I administered dialysis for months and placed feeding tubes for years. Spent countless hours in doctors' offices, labs, and hospitals away from my other child and husband. Handled one crisis after another and stood helpless in the face of life-threatening illnesses caused by immune suppression. And I took multiple leaves of absence from my work and my career. There was no doubt that life had changed, but suddenly I didn't have the formula for how to make it all work. Nothing I had ever learned in the classroom prepared me to take care of a sick baby. No promotion I had ever earned on any job had taught me the true meaning of persistence. And no job responsibility I had ever strived to fulfill had really taught me the meaning of sacrifice for the sake of the team. In 1992, there was little to no experience in transplanting infants, so being an informal medical caregiver was equivalent to being a pioneer. There were no books, there were no instructions, and there were no guarantees. Achievement in the world of acute and chronic illness came without pay, without recognition, and oftentimes without dignity. For every milestone reached, there were 10 more to take its place. The worst part is that my new job in the trenches did not afford me a title, a position, rights, or respect, and I often felt I did not have a voice. Years spent gaining skills as a caregiver did not change my status. I was always just the mom. In 1999, 7 years into the transplant journey, I found myself faced with yet another crisis. Wayne fell seriously ill. Over the next 6 months, he was repeatedly hospitalized, given antibiotics, no avail, taken off his anti-rejection meds, and finally moved to the infectious disease team on the second floor of the hospital. As I witnessed torturous medical procedures and watched my son's weight dwindle to under 45 pounds, my spirits hit an all-time low. If a diagnosis and treatment weren't found, Wayne would not survive. Family and friends expressed concern, but visitors were few, as others had been desensitized by unremitting years of crisis. My marriage was falling apart, and my 11-year-old son was withdrawn and depressed. The beloved family cat got run over by a car. I did what I suspect other moms do. I cried, I questioned God, and prayed at the same time, and I felt horribly alone. As I gathered our belongings to relocate to the infectious disease floor, I saw the mother next door getting ready for her son to be discharged from the hospital. I suspected he had a serious chronic illness, and I asked her if this was the case. She confirmed it was true and asked how I knew. I told her that I could see she was a veteran hospital mom. She knew the ropes. But more telling was the absence of balloons, cards, or visitors that are ordinarily seen when a patient has acute illness. I bid her my best and internally wished I was leaving with my son too, but feared this might not ever happen given the circumstances. I continued in my sleep-deprived stupor to transfer our belongings to the other floor of the hospital. The situation was feeling hopeless. If all the battles we lost were lost, what was the meaning? What was the meaning of it all? When I returned to the room for the last of our things, I found a surprise. A bouquet of balloons, a card, and a stuffed animal for Wayne. It was from the mom who had been in the room next door. I no longer felt alone in my journey. I felt validated, connected, even loved. Her support and compassion made a difference. My despair slowly lifted. It occurred to me that no matter what the outcome of our circumstances, I could offer similar support to others. I could make a meaningful difference as a result of my experience, even though at this point I wasn't sure exactly how that might occur. Wayne luckily survived, and life continued on. Hi, Wayne. Where are you? Woo! Got to keep it even. Nonetheless, the challenges kept coming, and with each challenge, my determination to make a difference grew. By 2007, that desire to make a difference had turned into a burning passion. I was on fire to find a way to reach out to as many families of sick children as I possibly could. I wanted change inside that medical model of healthcare delivery. I wanted the opportunity for people to get support, compassion, and love along with their medical treatment. I needed a powerful voice to get that accomplished, so I decided to return to school and pursue my master's and then my doctorate in clinical psychology, earning the degree, the title, the right to be heard from a voice imbued with power and positioned for impact, a voice with the potential to make a difference. So as the saying goes, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. It's October the 12th, 2014, and there are around 150 students in this auditorium graduating today. Woo! We will each be awarded our bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degrees, some in the study of arts and sciences, others in business, and still others in health sciences or behavioral sciences. There is no question we are well prepared. There is no question that this credential will open new doors of opportunity. But before we step forward to receive the credentials we worked so hard to achieve, please pause with me here just for a few more minutes and let's reflect together. Close your eyes if it helps. Take the hand of the student or person sitting next to you. And if only for a moment, feel the force of the common connection we are sharing here in this room right now. And ask yourself, what are my challenges? What are my unique talents? How do I want to impact the world? What is my story going to be? During this brief reflection, did any visions or dreams pop up for you? I sincerely hope so. And I hope you reach back and remember this moment when you are standing at the fork in the road with a heavy decision to make. When you're faced with the inevitable challenges of your everyday routine. And when you're given a burden that threatens to squash your dreams. Because the value of your life will not be measured by the money you make, the possessions you accumulate, or the titles you earn, but by the moments you spend constructing your story by sharing who you are and what you have to offer with someone else. You leave here today with only one thing that no one else has: the sequel to your personal story. So in a nutshell, here is what I want to share with you. Establish your purpose, grow your vision, and actualize your dreams. And in doing so, create a meaningful connection with other people, using your credential as an opportunity to make a difference. Thank you.
There was this thing.
I can't remember those.
Yeah. So I got on the interview, and the human resource manager said to me, do you have any experience selling electronics? And I figured that's what was stopping me before, because it can't be the outfit. I picked it out myself, right? It's not really working. So I figured, okay, I said, I have tons of experience selling electronics. I used to sell electronics in Jamaica, but the store burnt down. That's why we came to America. Can't check the reference, right? So she said, well, what did you sell in Jamaica? I sold car phones. She's like, oh my God, we don't have anyone who knows about cars. You know, white people get excited. So she said, what brand did you sell? I forgot to look at the brand. if Alpine make a good car stereo, I bet you they make a good car phone. So without blinking, I said, I sold Alpine. She's like, oh my God, that's the same one we carry. When can you start? I can start in 2 weeks. Great. I left, ladies and gentlemen, I went to Barnes & Nobles. I bought every magazine they had on car phones. In fact, when I started working at the electronics store, before I started there, I went to every other electronics store and I started asking, what's the difference between this phone and that phone? What's the difference between that fax machine and this fax machine? When I got to the job, I said, who's the best salesperson here? They said, Frankie's the best salesperson. Whenever Frank had a customer, I'm right there dusting the cabinet case listening to Frankie. Right? I'm getting better. Within 6 months, I'm the best salesperson in the entire company.
Woo! Yeah.
They gave me an all-expense-paid vacation to the Bahamas. I'm in the Bahamas chilling. Well, not chilling, it's hot in the Bahamas. But I'm in the Bahamas doing my thing, working on my tan, right? So I said, let me see what's on Bahamian television, because I've never been here before. So I turned on the television, and it was America's Most Wanted. My friend that said, these people will never give us the job. He's on America's Most Wanted because he went and committed an armed robbery and murdered someone, and now they're looking for him. Right? They found him and they gave him life in prison. He will never ever get out. But let's look at the story for a second. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Because here we were with the same level of education, same background, both came from Jamaica, both dressed like black Christmas trees, both going after opportunity that we're not qualified for. But in his mind, he was a victim. Do you understand what I'm saying? In his mind, life owed him something. In my mind, this is a land of opportunity, baby. I just need to make it do what it do. And that's what you have to say to yourself. Whenever life gives you a challenge, you decide you're going to make it do what it do.
Yeah. Woo!
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I saw this as an opportunity. I saw this as a challenge. He saw it as a way that he was being a victim, and he became a victim. So you have the opportunity right now to reframe your life and be whatever you decide you want to be. No one can stop you. It is really up to you. You get up in the mirror and you look in the morning and you tell yourself, I decide to be great. Today's going to be my greatest day. You speak that truth into existence. That's how you become great. You decide that you're here to serve. Every day you're going to give more of yourself than you've given before. You do that, and I guarantee you, the life won't necessarily be easy, but it will get better, and you will live a fulfilled life. That's how you get to a fulfilled life. I want to leave this with you because I don't have a lot of time. You guys came here and you fought through thick and thin to graduate. You fought a lot of odds, a lot of challenges that I don't even know about personally. Some of you guys fought depression in order to be here. You fought kids that wouldn't listen, parents that didn't believe in you. You fought all sorts of odds to be here at this moment. I'm saying to you, don't give up on the moment. Pursue your passion. This degree that you're getting, take it and set yourself on fire with it. Let the world come watch you burn. Don't listen to the naysayers about the economy. Don't listen that, oh my God, you're going to be in debt. Don't listen to any of that. Decide today that you will leave here with your place on the planet. Decide that you intend to be great. Everybody do me a favor. Just point to yourself really quickly. And if you notice, you point to your heart. Because that's what happens. A lot of people will tell you, listen to your mind. Oh, you should have done this 10 years ago, 50 years ago. You're going to be dead. Now it's not a good time. The economy's back. Listen to your heart. Because it was your heart that brought you here and your heart that kept you going. So I want to leave this poem, which is called Pursue Your Passion. And I'm just going to take a sip of my magic water, and I'm going to share this with you guys. All right? It's my name, by the way, Kirk.
Kirkland.
Okay, so remember you pointed to yourself? The reason you pointed to yourself is because it's your life. It's not my life, it's your life, and you're in charge. And you have the ability right now to really be great. You have the ability to take this thing and run with it. You have the ability to understand that you will overcome some crazy challenges, but you can do it. Whatever comes down the path, you can do it. And I want to say this to you, that this is your life. Your purpose on this earth is not to please me, nor is it to fulfill your parents' unrealized dreams. Did not come here to make concessions so that they could be proud, so they could brag about their seed, fulfill some unfulfilled childhood emotional needs. No disrespect, but let everyone be proud of their very own deeds. This is your life. I came to shine light into the dark, and like a dog against a hydrant, I am leaving my mark. We were not sent here to investigate someone else's idea of what we should be. The complacent life does not stimulate me. So forgive me if I feel no compassion for those poor souls who live to follow the fashion. Because if you want to live a life that's neither limited nor ration, then by God you must pursue your passion. They will tell you that it can't be done, as though you were delivered for this world for your song to go unsung. Let the world scream that unattainable theme, but for you, there is no such thing as impossible dream. Ain't no mystery. Check the history. Look at the life of Oprah Winfrey, Muhammad Ali, Mahatma Gandhi. Do you remember what they told Walt Disney? They said, young man, you must be blind. You must have lost your rodent loving mind, because no one would ever pay to be entertained by a mouse or anything of that kind. Now, this is worth more than everyone in this room combined. Pursue your passion. Steven Spielberg was kicked out of the University of Southern California Film School because his grades weren't good enough. Pursue your passion. Russell Simmons refused to sign Madonna because he thought she had no talent. Pursue your passion. Bill Cosby used to shine shoes from Temple University. Pursue your passion. Michael Jordan was benched on his basketball team in high school. Pursue your passion. Larry Bird had problems making his team in high school and was benched the entire freshman year of college. Now here is proof that greatness is born out of zero doubt. In 1962, Decca Records dismissed 4 young musicians, told them that groups with guitars were on their way out. They left without a contract but refused to walk in pins and needles. Months later, they released their first album and called themselves the Beatles. Pursue your passion. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he fried his first piece of chicken. Made millions after he told
When he sold it, fried his first piece of chicken. Oh my God. He's a rib.
Lord Hill was booed at the Apollo. Luther Vandross was booed off the Apollo. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You got to keep coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Forget the limitations set by your fellow man, because when you pursue your passion, provisions will be provided for your plans. Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others sit around and settle for the crumbs, but not you. Let others be volunteer victims, but not you. Let others use their race, their gender as a crutch, but not you. Let others be concerned about what the neighbors might think, say, or do, but this is not for you. Leave that to the politician, the governor. Start caring about someone else's opinion, and you become their prisoner. This is about a lifestyle that uniquely fits. Life is God's gift to you. Style is what you make out of it. So whatever you're passionate about, the perfection of the craft can be learned. So with the obstacles of this world, be not concerned. Because when you set yourself on fire, the world will come watch you burn. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do now that you know that impossible is a word found in the dictionary of fools? What are you going to do for the rest of your life? What 2 things you want said about you when you die? Personally, I never listen to what the pessimists are telling me, because I know that the richest place on the planet is the cemetery. There you'll find books that were never written, loved ones that were never forgiven, ideas that were smitten, and dreams that were forbidden, soil that was never tilled, cathedrals that were never built, restaurants that were never opened, chefs who never knew that they were smoking, paintings that were neither drawn nor hung, songs neither composed nor sung, souls that left without doing what they really wanted to do. So don't you dare die with your greatness buried within you. The sperm that fertilized your egg survived the odds of 400 million to 1. Get it? Your sperm won as long as you live.
Yeah.
Now tell me that my God, you're greater than any obstacle to make it hysterical. So don't you dare leave without your miracle. It's all an illusion. Don't you feed into their forecast of economic woes and financial demise. The universe is an infinite surmise alike. The universe is an infinite supply, so no need to lie when I testify that regardless of the economy, you cannot be denied. It matters not if they raise a terrorist threat level to, I don't know, hot pink, burgundy, your future. You were born to control your future. Don't let them fool you. You were born to win, destined to be great. Magnificence was chiseled on your heart. When God made you, he was just showing off. Discover divine assignment and you have no reason to retreat. Discover your passion and you'll laugh in the face of defeat. Indifferent to the pressures felt and you do not buckle like a belt. So declare today that you refuse to lose because you can either live your dreams or you can live your excuse. So even when I'm old and gray, I will still be command the stage. My words will still be smoking off the page. So understand, this ain't no phase. Because every day I learn a new lesson and my best poem is yet to be written. I'm not leaving to what I came to give has been given. I'll be 99 on the mic, still be ripping, still be spitting, still be giving, still be